You've been waiting, praying the same prayer, believing for the same breakthrough, month after month, year after year, and still nothing. The door hasn't opened. The answer hasn't come. The miracle you've been crying out for still feels distant. And somewhere in the silence, a whisper crept in. Maybe God said no. Maybe I'm not worthy enough. Maybe I missed my chance. But tonight, I need you to hear something. God's delays are not denials. His silence is not rejection. His timing is not his abandonment. He hasn't forgotten you. He hasn't moved on. He's not ignoring your tears. Every single prayer you've prayed, he heard it. Every cry in the middle of the night, he felt it. Every moment you almost gave up, he held you. You're not waiting because God doesn't care. You're waiting because God is preparing something you can't even imagine yet. I know it's hard. I know you're tired. I know you've seen others get their answers while you're still standing in the same place. You've watched people receive what you've been praying for. You've seen doors open for them that remain closed for you, and it hurts. It makes you question everything. Why them and not me? What am I doing wrong? Does God even see me? You look around, and everyone else seems to be moving forward, progressing, advancing, living the life you've been dreaming of. And you're still here, in the same struggle, the same circumstance, the same season of waiting. It feels like you've been left behind, like somehow you missed the moment when God was handing out blessings. Like you're stuck in a chapter everyone else is already finished. But here's the truth you need to hold on to tonight. God's plan for you is not the same as his plan for them. Your timeline is not their timeline. Your preparation is unique. Your purpose is specific. Your journey is yours alone. And what God is building in you during this season of waiting is far more valuable than what you think you're missing. Because God doesn't just want to give you what you're asking for. He wants to prepare you to carry it, to steward it, to sustain it, to walk in it with wisdom and maturity. Think about it. If God gave you everything you wanted the moment you asked for it, would you be ready? Would your character be strong enough? Would your faith be deep enough? Would your heart be mature enough to handle it? Would you know how to manage the responsibility? Would you understand the weight of the blessing? Sometimes the greatest gift God gives us is time. Time to grow. Time to heal. Time to learn. Time to become the person who can walk into the promise without losing themselves. Time to develop the roots that will sustain you when the blessing comes. Because a blessing in the wrong season can become a burden. A door opened too early can lead to a path you're not ready to walk. A gift given prematurely can destroy you instead of build you. God loves you too much to give you something prematurely that could harm you spiritually, emotionally, or mentally. So he waits, not because he's withholding from you, but because he's protecting you, preparing you, positioning you, building something in you that can only be formed through the process of waiting. I want you to think about Abraham. God promised him a son, a nation, a legacy that would span generations, a blessing that would impact the entire world. But Abraham didn't receive that promise immediately. He waited 25 years, 25 long years of wondering, questioning, doubting, trying to make it happen in his own strength, taking matters into his own hands, and failing. 25 years of looking at his circumstances and thinking it was impossible. 25 years of watching his body grow older. 25 years of hearing the same promise, but seeing no evidence. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine believing for something for 2.5 decades? Most of us get discouraged after 2.5 months. But Abraham kept believing, even when it didn't make sense. Even when his body said it was impossible. Even when everyone around him probably thought he was crazy. He kept believing, and God's delay wasn't a denial. It was a divine setup, a strategic pause, a necessary preparation. Because when Isaac finally came, Abraham was ready. His faith had been tested in ways that made it unshakable. His trust had been refined like gold in fire. His character had been shaped through the waiting. His dependence on God had become absolute. And the promise that came was greater than anything he could have manufactured on his own. It was a miracle, a testimony, a legacy that would last forever. Or think about Joseph, 17 years old when he received his dream, a vision of greatness, a promise of leadership, a glimpse of his destiny. He saw himself ruling, leading, making a difference, and he believed it. But what happened next? Sold into slavery by his own brothers. The people who were supposed to love him betrayed him. Thrown into a foreign land, everything stripped away. His freedom, his family, his future. Or so it seemed. Then he rose up in Potiphar's house, started to see a glimpse of hope. Maybe this was the beginning of the promise. Maybe God was starting to move, but then falsely accused, wrongly condemned, thrown into prison for something he didn't do. Years in a dark cell, years of watching his dreams seem to die, years of silence from heaven. He helped the cupbearer, interpreted his dream, asked to be remembered, but the cupbearer forgot. 2 more years in prison, 2 more years of waiting, 2 more years of wondering if God had forgotten him. 13 years total from the dream to the palace. 13 years of delays, setbacks, betrayals, pain. But God's delay wasn't a denial. It was preparation. Divine preparation. Strategic positioning. Because the palace was waiting. The leadership position was waiting. The moment where he would save nations was waiting. But first, Joseph had to be shaped in the secret place. In the waiting. In the pain. In the silence. In the struggle. He had to learn humility in Potiphar's house. He had to learn integrity in the face of temptation. He had to learn faithfulness in prison. He had to learn patience in the waiting. He had to learn trust when everything seemed lost. Because the man who entered the prison was not the same man who walked out. The dreamer had become a leader. The boy had become a man. The prisoner had become a prince. And the man who walked out was ready to rule, ready to lead, ready to save, ready to walk in his purpose without losing himself. So wherever you are tonight, whatever you're waiting for, whatever dream seems to be dying, whatever promise feels distant, I need you to understand something. God is not punishing you with this delay. He's not testing you to see if you'll give up. He's not playing games with your faith. He's not dangling hope in front of you just to snatch it away. He is preparing you for something so significant that you need this season to become who you recalled to be. Every day you've waited, God has been working, behind the scenes, in the invisible realm, in ways you cannot see or comprehend. Every tear you've cried, He's been collecting. Every prayer you've whispered, He's been answering in ways you can't see yet. Every moment of faith He's been recording. Every step of obedience He's been honoring. Because God doesn't work on your timeline. He works on a perfect timeline, a divine timeline, an eternal timeline. And His delays are always intentional, always purposeful, always loving, always for your good. Maybe you've been praying for a relationship, for love, for companionship, for someone to walk through life with. And you're still single, still waiting, still wondering if love will ever find you. You've watched friends get married, start families, build lives together, and you're still alone, still praying, still believing, still hoping, and it hurts. The loneliness feels heavy some nights. The wondering if something is wrong with you. The questioning if you're somehow disqualified from love. The fear that maybe you'll always be alone. But what if God is using this season to heal wounds you didn't even know you had? What if He's protecting you from someone who would have broken you? What if He's saving you from a relationship that looked good, but would have destroyed your destiny? What if He is working on areas of your heart that need to be whole before you can love someone else well? What if he's teaching you how to be complete in him first, so that when someone comes, they add to your life instead of completing it? What if he's preparing you to love in a way you've never been able to before, with maturity, with wisdom, with security, with the kind of love that lasts? God's delay is not a denial. It's a protection. It's a preparation. It's a divine orchestration. And when the right person comes at the right time, you'll understand why it had to be this way, why every wrong relationship had to end, why every disappointment had to happen, why you had to wait. Because God was saving you for something real, something right, something worth the wait. Maybe you've been praying for a job, a breakthrough in your career, financial stability, a chance to use your gifts, a door to open, and the doors keep closing. The interviews keep failing. The opportunities keep passing you by. The rejections keep coming. You send out resume after resume. You apply to position after position. You hope after hope. And nothing. The bills keep coming. The pressure keeps mounting. The worry keeps growing. And you wonder if you'll ever break through, if you'll ever get your chance, if you'll ever walk in your purpose professionally. But what if God is redirecting you toward something greater? What if He's closing doors because He's about to open a door you never even thought to knock on? What if this delay is saving you from settling for less than His best? What if He's protecting you from a position that would have drained your soul? What if He's preparing you for an opportunity that doesn't even exist yet? What if He is developing skills in you during this waiting season that you'll need for what's coming? God's delay is not a denial. It's a redirection. It's a recalibration. It's a divine setup. And when the right opportunity comes, you'll walk into it with confidence, clarity, and divine purpose. You'll know it's from God. You'll be ready for it. You'll thrive in it. And you'll look back and thank God that the other doors didn't open. Maybe you've been praying for healing, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and you're still struggling, still fighting, still wondering why God hasn't taken this away yet. The pain is still there. The symptoms persist. The struggle continues. The battle rages on. You've prayed countless prayers. You've had people lay hands on you. You've believed with everything in you, and still you're not healed, not yet. And the questions come. Does God not care about my pain? Is my faith not strong enough? Why does He heal others, but not me? But what if God is using the struggle to build a strength in you that can only come through endurance? What if He is teaching you how to trust Him, even when your body or mind doesn't cooperate? What if He's showing you that His grace is sufficient even in weakness? What if your testimony is being written right now in the waiting? What if the faith you redeveloping through this struggle will one day encourage someone else who is going through the same thing? What if God is more interested in healing your perspective than your circumstance right now? God's delay is not a denial. It's a testimony in the making. It's a strength being forged. It's a deeper relationship being built. And when you come out on the other side, whether through healing or through grace to endure, you'll carry a faith that can't be shaken, a trust that can't be broken, a hope that can't be destroyed. I know it's hard to believe right now. I know you're tired of waiting, tired of trusting, tired of hoping, tired of believing, tired of praying the same prayer, tired of fighting the same battle, tired of standing in the same place. I know there are days when you want to give up, when you want to walk away, when you want to stop believing, when the weight of the wait feels too heavy to carry. I know there are nights when you cry yourself to sleep, when you question everything, when you wonder if God has forgotten your name. I know there are moments when you look at your life and think, this isn't what I signed up for. But don't give up. Not now. Not when you're this close. Not when you've come this far. Not when you've invested this much. Not when your breakthrough is right around the corner. Because the enemy wants you to quit right before the breakthrough. He wants you to walk away right before the door opens. He wants you to lose faith right before the miracle manifests. He wants you to give up right before the promise arrives. He knows your time is coming. He knows your season is shifting. He knows God is about to move, and he's terrified. So he's trying everything he can to get you to quit, to doubt, to give up, to walk away. But you've come too far to stop now. You've prayed too many prayers to give up now. You've cried too many tears to walk away now. You've believed too long to quit now. You've invested too much to turn back now. Hold on. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Keep walking by faith. Keep standing on the promise. Keep declaring the word. Keep praising through the pain. Because God's delays are not denials. They're divine setups, strategic pauses, sacred preparations. And here's what I want you to remember. God has never been late. Not once. Not ever. Not in all of history. Not in all of Scripture. Not in anyone's life who truly trusted him. He's always been right on time. Perfectly on time. Divinely on time. When the Red Sea needed to part, it parted at the right moment. Not when the Israelites wanted it to. Not when it seemed logical. But when Pharaoh's army was right behind them. When escape seemed impossible. When all hope seemed lost. That's when God moved. At the perfect moment. When the walls of Jericho needed to fall, they fell at the right moment. Not on day 1. Not on day 3. But on day 7. After the obedience. After the faith. After the waiting. That's when the walls came down. When Lazarus needed to be raised, Jesus showed up at the right moment. Not when Mary and Martha called. Not when Lazarus was sick. Not even when he first died. But 4 days later, when it seemed too late. When hope was buried in the tomb. That's when Jesus showed up. At the perfect moment, to do something only he could do. To reveal his glory in a way that wouldn't have been possible if he'd come earlier. Not early, not late, but perfectly on time. And the same God who showed up for them will show up for you. At the right moment. In the right way. For the right reason. With the right blessing. He's never been late, and he won't start now. So stop looking at the calendar. Stop counting the days. Stop measuring your faith by how fast God moves. Stop comparing your timeline to everyone else's. Stop thinking you've been forgotten. Stop believing the lie that it's too late. Stop letting the delay steal your hope. Because God is not in a hurry, but he's also not standing still. He's working behind the scenes. Moving pieces you can't see, aligning circumstances you don't know about, preparing people you haven't met yet, opening doors you haven't discovered yet, shifting things in the spiritual realm, fighting battles on your behalf, working things out for your good. And when everything is in place, when the moment is perfect, when you are ready, he will move, suddenly, powerfully, undeniably, and it will be worth the wait. Every tear, every prayer, every moment of doubt, every sleepless night, every lonely season, every closed door, every disappointment, every delay, it will all make sense. And you'll see that God was working the entire time. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of this moment. And repeat this after me. God has not forgotten me. His delay is not his denial. I am exactly where I need to be. My waiting is not wasted. God is preparing something I cannot see yet. I will trust his timing. I will keep walking by faith. I will not give up. I will not quit. I will hold on. I will keep believing. My breakthrough is coming. My season is shifting. My time is near. Now open your eyes and choose to believe it. Because here's the truth. The delay you're experiencing right now is part of your story. Not the end of it. Not a detour. Not a mistake, but a chapter. an important chapter, a necessary chapter, a season, a preparation, a foundation. And one day, when you're standing in the fullness of what God has for you, when you're walking in your purpose, when you're living in your promise, when you're experiencing the breakthrough, you'll look back on this moment and understand. You'll see why it had to take this long. You'll see why the door had to stay closed. You'll see why the answer had to be, wait. You'll see why the process had to be so painful. You'll see why the journey had to be so long. You'll see the bigger picture, the divine plan, the perfect timing. And you'll be grateful. Not bitter, not resentful, not angry, but grateful, thankful, in awe. Because you'll realize that God wasn't withholding from you. He was protecting you, preparing you, positioning you for something greater than you ever imagined, something bigger than your prayers, something better than your plans, something more beautiful than your dreams. So tonight, I want you to make a decision, a powerful decision, a faith decision. Choose to trust God's timing, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it hurts, even when you can't see the end, even when everyone else is moving forward, even when the weight feels unbearable. Trust Him. Trust His heart. Trust His plan. Trust His love. Trust His wisdom. Trust His timing. Because He sees what you don't see. He knows what you don't know. He understands what you don't understand. And He's working on your behalf, even in the silence, even in the delay, even in the waiting. God's delays are not denials. They're divine appointments. They're strategic pauses. They're sacred preparations. They're character builders. They're faith refiners. They're destiny developers. And when your moment comes, and it will come, I promise you it will come, you'll step into it with strength, wisdom, and faith that could only have been built in the waiting. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Don't stop believing. Don't walk away. Don't quit, because your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your answer is on the way. Your miracle is being prepared. Your door is about to open. Your season is about to shift. Your time is about to come. And God is still working, even now, even here, even in the delay, even in the silence, even in the waiting. He's working. And He's not done with you yet, not even close. The best is still ahead. The promise is still alive. The dream is still possible. The breakthrough is still coming. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep praying. Keep standing. Keep fighting. Keep hoping. Because God's delays are not denials. They're promises in progress, miracles in the making, breakthroughs in development. And your time is coming, sooner than you think, closer than you realize, nearer than you imagine. Hold on. Just a little longer, just a little further, just a little more. Your season is closer than you think. Your breakthrough is right around the corner. Your miracle is about to manifest. And when it does, when God finally moves, when the door finally opens, when the promise finally arrives, you'll understand why you had to wait, and you'll know it was worth it. Every single moment. Amen.